Yes, my 8th standard students, how are you? Fine? Yes, I can see you comments. Okay. Now I'm going to take your English. Okay. So social studies, someone else is going to take, and I'm going to take your English. I think your Sunita Mishra ma'am has completed. She completed one chapter, isn't it? Of reader, she completed one chapter. So I'll complete all the chapters, all remaining chapters. But before that, I just discussed with Sir. Should I take up the pending first, or should I take the syllabus of this month? So he suggested that first you complete of this month, and then you can continue with the previous one. So today I'm going to start with June syllabus. So June syllabus, only one story is there, and then of course from Monday onwards again I'll go back to your reader, and then I'll take up those lessons. Okay, so no need to worry. Okay, if you want, you complete your writing. I hope you have understood chapter 1. So when I'm doing the reader, I will take up the reader and ask whether you have completed, and in short, we'll see what all you have done. So at present today, I gave you the message on WhatsApp group that we'll be doing children at work from supplementary. Okay. Okay, fine. Supplementary, have you read? Okay, some children have read. It is very interesting, isn't it? And things that happen around us. It refers, okay, indirectly to the children, especially in Bombay and all in big cities. You find many children working, isn't it? Around here also, and it is really very sorry. We feel so sorry. Sorry, state that our children, we can only be called advanced when all our children will go to school. They will not beg, or they will not work for livelihood, isn't it? Sometimes we find that when we are on the street, or when we are shopping, some children come and they beg. So that is inequality, isn't it? You have studied about it in your 6th standard also, inequality, and that our constitution, our lawmakers, they have to see that this is inequality has to be removed. And if we can help someone, it is very good. Okay, we are helping a country indirectly. Okay, so it is a crime if you see somebody. That is why in government schools they provide food, because out of poverty also it is thought, it is believed that out of poverty small children are made to work, isn't it? And sometimes these criminals, they kidnap children and then they force them to beg. Okay, so you have to be very careful. You should not go and talk to strangers whom you don't know. Okay, they can easily lure you, lure you and take you away. So you have to be careful. Okay. Now we'll read this children at work. But before we read this story, let us look at some of the hard words that we come across in the story. Okay. So the first hard word, I put my phone in silent mode, so that I have not received any yes sounds. Okay, now it is silent. Okay. Now see here, pulled in. The train pulled in. That means it arrived at the station. Pulled in. Use these words in your. Why I am taking up these words? It's not just for the sake of taking up the hard words, but you small children learn very fast. So these words which we are coming across and which we are doing here, so you should use in your writings, in your speeches. Okay. Pulled in means arrive. The train pulled in slowly. Okay, arrived there. Wobbly, unsteady. ठीक से नहीं चल रहा है. It is wobbly. Okay, unsteady. Bumpy, टकरा जाना है ना. Bumpy, I bumped into, ran into. ये भी होता है. एक तो टकरा जाना है. एक I ran into. I met him. I ran into him. I bumped into him. है ना. Grimace, making twisted, ugly expression of the face. Grimace. Glumly, gloomily भी बोलते हैं, और sadly. Glumly माने sadly. Okay. The next question. वो पिलपिला हो जाता ना, the banana और है ना, squashy, it's crushed. Okay. It is called squashy. Then gulp down. When I don't like something and somebody is forcing me, I gulp down. I swallow it. Okay, swallow. Panicked. Panic means worried. You should not get panicked. When you get some news, you should not get panicked. You should stay calm, and then only you can take proper decisions. Okay, stomach squeezed him. Stomach squeezed him. That is out of hunger and feeling pangs of hunger. And due to that, they may feel a twisting or pang of hunger or pain in the stomach. So that you can use stomach squeezed in. Okay. Counting bars. You come across counting bars, not just counting bars, but putting behind the bars means going to jail. Okay, counting bars means you'll be landing in jail. You'll be behind the bars. In Usawade, behind the bars. Yeah, put in the jail. Then making his head spin. Making his head spin. You made my head spin. Dizzy, chakkar aa gaya. Making my head spin. Okay, so these are some of the hard words. And now we're going to start the story. Okay, so this Velu, small boy, like you all, same age. This boy, Velu, can you see? Yeah, you can see. I too can see, yes, on the screen. So this Velu boy, then the Kanyakumari Express pulled in at Chennai Central. It took Velu some time to get off. When he finally stood on the platform, his legs felt wobbling, as if he was still on the moving train. So if you get a question why his legs felt wobbly, because he had been in train for very long. Oh, out of the way, a porter means coolie, a porter went by with a loaded trolley. Velu jumped aside. He sat on a bench. Okay, so he sat on a bench here. He's sitting on a bench. He sat on a bench. Can you see? He sat on a bench on the platform, putting his small bundle down. In all his 7 years, he had never seen so many people except once in a year at the fair in his village. People walked by, bumping into him with their suitcases. A voice announced something on loudspeaker. Remember, you can imagine the picture of a platform, all the sounds and the crowd around and the porters going by and people in a hurry. Near him, a group of people sat on their luggage, looking at a TV hanging from the roof. The noise was terrible. After all, he was coming from a village, and village is so peaceful. And now this was Chennai, this big city with lots of crowd. Okay, so crowd. Velu put his head down on his knees, feeling miserable and exhausted. Exhausted means tired. He had run away from his village 2 days ago. For 2 days he had eaten nothing but peanuts, moongfali, and a piece of jaggery. Jaggery is good. In his bundle, he carried a shirt, a towel, and comb. So here we get the answer why his legs felt wobbly, because he had not eaten from very long, except for some peanuts and jaggery. And it was 2 days that he had run from his village. Okay, he had walked for most of the first day to Kannur, and then got to the train to Chennai. Velu had no money. Okay, so he had no money to pay for the ticket. But luckily, the ticket collector didn't come to the unreserved compartment. He had tried to sleep on the floor near the door. A group of men next to him had played cards and shouted all night. Air! Here, he's sitting on the bench, he's thinking how he had run away. Eh, what? New to town? Eh? Called out a rough voice. Velu opened his eyes. There were a lot of people standing around him, but nobody was looking at him. Here, eh? He turned around. Behind him was a girl of his own age, wearing a long banyan. that came down to her knees. Hindi में we say banyan, है English में we say banyan. Banyan trees also there, but the spelling is different. Her hair was stiff and brownish, and she had a huge sack on one shoulder. She was picking up dirty plastic cups from the floor and stuffing them. Oh, it's gone. And stuffing them into her sack. Can you see? Yes. Okay. Why is she calling me? Thought Velu. And why is she girl wearing a banyan? No need to stare stupidly. What's your name? Velu, muttered Velu, looking away. So, Mr. Velu, said the girl, looking at the bundle, run away from home. Velu didn't answer. He didn't want to tell some strange girl what he had done. Now we come to know the cause. He had run away. Because he had run away because he couldn't stand his father beating him for one more day. His father would snatch away all the money Velu and his sisters earned and spend it on drink. He was a drunkard, his father. Don't think I don't know. This place is full of children like you. So what are you going to do here? Become rich? She sat down next to him. Velu shifted away slightly. He felt hunger pinching him and pressed his stomach with a grimace. Hungry? Said the girl. You won't get food by sitting here glumly, making faces. I can find some if you want. She picked up her sack and started to walk away. Okay, so now Velu stayed on the bench. What should he do? Should he follow this girl? Where was she going? To take him. She was disappearing into the crowd. So he had to make up his mind quickly. All right, he decided. Anyway, I have no idea where to go. He jumped up and ran after her. She wasn't even looking back to see where he was. Okay, so this part is over. So he started going or following her. I hope you have understood till here. Any difficulty? Let me see. ये क्या है? Okay, comments. What is this? I think it's better you pay attention to. Okay, Ahana Chaudhary has said yes. I hope you have understood the lesson. Have you understood? Instead of joking and commenting other things, it's better you comment on the lesson that we are doing. Have you understood up till here, children? Have you? Okay. Now we go to the next part. Should we continue the next part? Okay. Now, yes, Sangeeta has yes understood. We have to write the hard words. Yes, you can write the hard words so that you don't forget. We'll continue. First, we'll continue with the second part, and then we'll discuss what you have to say. I'll listen to. Okay. Very good. Okay. Now the second part. He caught up with the girl as she was leaving the station. When they got to the road, Velu found that the vehicles. Yes, the vehicles. He had never seen so many vehicles. He had come from the village. And the vehicles kept coming, never stopping for anyone. Smoke and dust flew at him and all sides, making his head spin. They had to wait for a long time before they could find a gap to run through. Velu kept hesitating, and the girl finally dragged him to the other side. What do you think you are doing? Grazing cows? If you stand around in the middle of the road like that, you'll be chutney. Velu's heart was still beating fast. He looked back at Central Station and the traffic speeding by. How had they managed to come through that? They walked along the side of the road under some huge signboards. Velu looked up at the pictures. Banyans, car tires, tents, a woman holding a box. The writing was all in English, so he didn't know what it meant. Okay, so from here we come to know that he did not know English. The girl turned into a wide bridge and walked up. Velu stopped and peeped over the railing. Under him, the road ran into the city, and in the distance, He could see huge buildings, towers, and more roads. See that building with the wall around it. If you're not careful, you will be soon counting bars. That means it was a central jail. The girl grinned. She smiled. Grinned, smiled broadly, pointed at a huge building. Velu squinted and read the Tamil sign. That means he knew how to read Tamil. Central jail. Why? I haven't done anything wrong. Why will they put me in this jail? You don't have to do anything. Just don't get caught. That's all. What does she mean? Velu thought. Okay. So Velu thought, what did she mean? Meanwhile, the girl was already heading towards the bridge with the sack on her shoulder. What was in it? He had seen her putting plastic cups at the station. What are you carrying in that bag? Things, bottles, papers. Velu wondered what she was going to do with them, but he felt so shy to ask more questions. It was still morning, but the sun blasted down on the tar and Velu's bare feet burned. It was not like walking on a mud road. He was soaked with sweat like I am now. He tried hard to walk in the shade and keep up with the girl at the same time. She walked really fast. How far away was the food? He was very hungry, remember. Almost after half an hour, they stopped in front of a big building. Shri Raja Rajeshwari Prasanna Kalyan Mandapam, read Velu slowly. A sign with letters made of flowers said, Groom Dula. J.V. Vinayagan, Bright Rani. Velu stared at the big cars parked outside. One of the cars had a flower garland, and Rosa stepped into it. The girl looked around and pulled one off quickly and stuck in her hair. Come on, she said. Are we going to eat here? Velu asked. Yes, and looking at the people inside. Hopes, क्या सोचते हो hopes? Said the girl, shaking her thumb under his nose. She led him behind the hall. There was a big garbage. You can see in the picture, big garbage. Bin overflowing with rubbish. Two goats also were grazing there on the pile, fighting for a banana leaf. A cloud of flies buzzed around their legs. There was a rotten smell in the air. The girl picked up a squishy banana and held it to him. Here's your food. Velu was shocked. Are we going to eat these leftovers? What do you think I am? A dog? I only take untouched food here. Some more, catch. She threw him a vada. Velu looked at it with distaste. Come on, hero, eat it. You think I like it? I told you, I'll find you something to eat. Don't think I have money to buy food for you. You'd better eat what you get until you have your own money. Velu hesitated, but his stomach squeezed again. He gulped down the banana and the vada. His stomach felt better immediately. He could have eaten at least 10 times more, but the girl could find only one banana, which she ate herself. One more banana. One she gave to him, and one squashed banana, and one she ate herself. Okay, it's too early. They have already eaten tiffin. If you're still hungry, you will have to wait for them to finish lunch. Remember, the wedding was going on. You can wait if you want. I have to work. I am going. She picked up a couple of bottles. Okay, so here she is picking up some bottles. She picked up some of the bottles from the heap and threw it into her sack. Then she walked off. Velu panicked. Ab kya hoga? Will he be left alone? He realized that if the girl left him, he had no idea where he was and what to do. It was better to stick to her. She seemed to know her way around. He ran after her again. Hey, he called. He did not even know the girl's name. Hey, what is your name? He asked, hurrying after her. She stopped and turned around. Oh, so you are following me around without even knowing my name? Jaya. I'm not following you. What then? Who got your food? Can I come with you? Where are you going? Come if you want. This bag is full. I have to go a home to get another one. So you enjoyed the second part. It is a set, and this is truth also, in reality also, that is happening in big cities. Some children inequality happening with small children. Okay, instead of going to school, instead of going school where they can, government schools are there where they can, but they don't know, and they search for food, and this is how they live their life. Okay, so questions. Okay, hesitate माने hesitate, अच्छा many children are asking hesitate, reluctant, फिर तुम पूछोगे reluctant क्या होता है? hesitate का दूसरा meaning है reluctant माने hesitate करना, संकोच, हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? संकोच करना, है ना? जब हमें कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं होता है किसी चीज के लिए, ना हम बुलाते हैं यहाँ पे आके स्पीच दो, तो कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है, या पहली पहली आ रही, सबको होता है, वो तो सबके साथ होता है, तो हेजिटेट, we hesitate to come, but then हम जो बहादुर होते हैं, they try to overcome it, है ना, कि हम भी करेंगे, सबके साथ होता है, तो हम स्पीच करेंगे. तो hesitate माने संकोच. I hope you got the meaning. हाँ, संकोच, उसका इंग्लिश में दूसरा वर्ड है reluctant. थोड़ा सा hesitate करना, संकोच करना, reluctant. ओके, ठीक है. readily नहीं होना है ना, not readily going somewhere, not readily, okay, going, not readily going. Okay. I hope you got English word. Ma'am, do we need to write chapter 1 of it? So happened along with this chapter. Have you done? I'll complete. Then you do. Okay. We are doing this, so you can first do these question answers. Let us complete third part also. Okay, so that it's ready. So June syllabus will be over, and then we'll start with reader from Monday. Okay. I discussed with sir. So he said, we can, yes ma'am, I have a doubt why she say don't get caught. Just joking. Okay, it's a way of joking. Remember, she is a girl of humor. Humor माने मजाकिया. Okay, humorous बोलते हैं. Humor तो मजाक हो गया. तो जब हम एडजेक्टिव उसको बनाते हैं, ह्यूमर नाउन हो गया. ह्यूमर है ना, मजाक, या मूवी बहुत ह्यूमरस है, हंसी आती है देख के, तो शी इज ह्यूमरस, है ना. कुछ लोग जो होते हैं बड़े पॉजिटिव होते हैं, है ना. वी शुड बी पॉजिटिव विद पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग, है ना. लाइफ हैज मेनी अप्स एंड डाउन्स, मेनी फेलियर्स, बट दैट डज नॉट मीन दैट वी शुड सिट एंड क्राई. वी शुड लर्न लेसन्स and we should go ahead. We have lesson from this girl, also small girl. She's facing so many difficulties, but still she's continuing. She's trying to find the way out. She doesn't know that there are schools, it seems from this story. She could have gone. She would have gone, because government schools provide meals also, and stationery also. But it seems she doesn't have anyone. Maybe she might have been kidnapped. Now she's left alone, or she might have. Okay, we don't know, but this is a beautiful story of little children. Okay, now third part. We'll continue with third part. Jaya and Velu, these Jaya and Velu walked along the road for half an hour until they came to a bridge across a trickle of water. We are in Triplicane now. See, that's Buckingham Canal, said Jaya. Velu stared. That was a canal. Near some puddles of water, and a pani jam hua, puddles of water, was a row of the strangest huts he had ever seen. They were built out of all sort of things. Now, what sort of huts were they? What sort of huts were they? They were made of metal sheets, tires, bricks, wood, plastic. They stood crookedly and looked as if they would fall any time. If you happen to go to Delhi or Bombay, so the slum area that we say, you must have seen those huts on the side of the tracks. So that description has been given over here. So is this where you live? These houses are strange, said Baby. In our village, the houses are made of mud and palm leaves. So if you are asked a question on this, then you will write this answer, that in village or Velu's village, the houses were made of mud and palm leaves. Whereas in city, they were made of all sorts of things, metal sheets. You can get the answer from here. Okay, Jaya went around to one of the huts and dumped her sack outside. Then she picked up empty one. Let's go. She turned to baby and gave him a shove. You can see her. I said, push karna, shove dena, halka sa. At least help me now. Here, wear these and come with me. Ye dekho de rahi hai, she's giving him. She threw him a pair of old shoes without laces and pushed a sack and a stick into her hands. Velu was confused. What work did she want him to do with these things? The only work he had ever done was on the landowner's farm. वीडिंग मैंने आई होप यू नो वीडिंग है ना वो जंगली जो ग्रास है जंगली प्लांट्स आ जाते हैं क्रॉप के साथ या आपके गार्डन में दैट इज वीडिंग रिमूविंग देम है ना सो दैट इज वीडिंग एंड टॉकिंग टेकिंग काउज आउट टू ग्रेज अरे आर देयर एनी फार्म्स इन द सिटी he asked Jaya, are there any farms in the city? She laughed because she was a girl of city and thumbed her stick, banged her stick on the ground. Farms? There are no farmers here. We are rag pickers. Now, who are rag pickers? Those who pick up waste paper and plastics and glass. Okay, so this is the answer. You can even refer your dictionary. Rag pickers? See my sack full of things I collected. Collected from where? From rubbish bins. Where else? You collect rubbish? Velu had never heard of such a thing. A blockhead. Without brains, blockhead. It's not any rubbish. He cracks jokes, you know. Again, humor. This shows she is a girl of humor. Only paper, plastic, glass, such things. We sell it to Jam Bazaar Jambu. Velu was puzzled. He had heard of people throwing away rubbish, but why would anyone want to buy rubbish? Who's Jam Bazaar Jaggu? Why is he buying all this? You think he buys it for show? He sells it to a factory. Come on, I don't have time to waste like you. Velu did not move. He hadn't run away and come to this new place to dig through garbage bins. If someone, Jaya poked at him with a stick. पहले शो ऐसे धक्का देना अभी poking with a stick. Look here, she shouted. If someone gets there before us, we don't get anything. Don't just stand there posing. Big hero, I'm trying to help you. Who filled your stomach today? Velu scratched his head and sighed. I'll do it for now, he thought, until I find a better job. Okay, so did you enjoy? Yes? Acha, who's Vikram? Book me dekhna. Okay, good. Now picture is not clear. Picture is not clear, but pictures are clear in your book. We'll try and get something where you can, like we used to do earlier. Same way we'll try now this. We are all learners, so we are also learning. So we'll see how we can help you in next lessons, upcoming lessons. Okay. But I hope you enjoyed. Whatever resources we had, maza aaya. Yes, very good. So who's this maza aaya? And we will use your name, children. Please. We enjoyed. Okay. Okay. Kinjal. Okay. Yes. Ma'am, what is the PK? ये क्या है? Soldier P. Sorry. Yes, ma'am, we enjoyed. Okay. Video is not clear. Video is not clear means I am not clear. Or my voice is not clear. My voice should be clear. Book is with you. Now you can read it. Did it come across triple cane over here? You enjoyed. Okay. So here we have completed. Now we'll go through the questions. Of course, I want my children to read it on their own also. And also, you read it on your own, children. And then you write the answer. Okay. Now, what I'll do is, triple cane is a name of the place. It's not a thing. I was wondering what is this girl asking me? Triple cane. Triple cane. Triple cane is a place. Okay, crowded place. It has beaches and all, ice cream sellers and all behind the beach. Okay, so triple cane is a triple cane. Okay, triple cane. The neighborhood of triple cane is known for its crowded markets. Triple cane officially Tiruvali. This is a place, okay, in south. I hope it's clear. Triplicane. I was wondering. I thought what new name is means thing is this which I don't know. So it is a name of a place. Now, children, we'll discuss the questions and then you will write the answers in your own words, and I will share the answers also in your WhatsApp group. But that I'll do tomorrow because I want you to write your answers on your own. Okay, you read it again and then you write the answers, because when you are doing language on your own, then you are picking the language and you are getting stronger in that language. Okay, so that is why I want my children to do it. But orally I will discuss. Velu stood on the platform, but he felt as if he was still on a moving train. Why? Because we discussed this now. You can again go through and find the answer that he had been traveling for 2 days. He had run from his house 2 days ago, and for whole one day he had been on the train, sitting near the door, isn't it? So when he got down, his legs felt wobbly, as if though he was still in the train. What made him feel miserable? Miserable, firstly, he had run away from his home, and secondly, he was very hungry. He had hardly anything to eat except for some peanuts and some jaggery. Velu traveled without a ticket. Why? Because he had no money to pay for it. How did he escape the ticket collector's attention? The ticket collector did not come in his compartment, isn't it? Why had Velu run away from home? His father was a drunkard and he would beat, he would take away money from his sisters and him, and he would beat them. So he ran away. Why did he decide to follow the strange girl? Because he had no choice. He was very hungry and he did not know anyone in the city. So the girl offered him and asked him to come with her, and he agreed. So he agreed because he did not know anyone there in the city. Can Velu read Tamil and English? He was not able to read posters which were in English, so he did not know how to read English. Whereas he was able to read posters which were in Tamil. If you are not careful, you will soon be counting bars. The girl said. Why is she referring? What is she referring to? The central jail that he'll be put behind the bar when he'll put in the jail. What does she mean when she says if you're not careful? Careful means if police sees him wandering alone, then he might be caught and put in the jail. Got the answer? It is not there. You have to write in your own words that if he is caught wandering, WANDE, wonder, WONDER, wonder होता है मतलब I wonder ये क्या है, मैं सोच रही हूँ, wonder, I wonder what you are. Wander, 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 pronunciation, because pronunciation. Okay, the difference between the pronunciation. So if he was caught wandering alone, he might be caught. Okay, a policeman might think him a pocket, a thief, and he could be caught or he could be put behind. So that's what the girl told. Where did the girl lead Velu to? Where did she first lead him to? Okay, from second part. To her there, to a wedding building, isn't it? A big wedding building. Outside the wedding building, where there was a big garbage pile of garbage or dustbin overflowing with garbage. You see, you read it and write properly. See, when I am telling you orally, I may not be so perfect in grammar, but when you are writing, so you have to be careful about your grammar. Okay. So speaking, of course, you have to communicate. Yeah, I'm giving you points, but while writing, you have to be careful about your grammar. If it is in past tense, then stick to past tense while writing the answers. What did they get to eat? 2 bananas. One she gave to him, and one she had it herself. Or you can write the girl had herself, and one vada. What work did she do? She was a rag picker. Think of one. Oh, she picked up these plastic and rubbish, you can say, or plastic and paper and glasses, and sold it And what is one word? Practical. Okay, now third part. What material are the strange hearts made of? I already discussed. It's given on page 14, first paragraph and second paragraph. You write from there. Why does Velu find them strange? Because in his village, now here you will write the hearts that were in his village. From second paragraph on the same page. What sort of things did Jaya and children like her collect, and what did they do with these things? Just now we discussed that. You can find the answers uh, on this same page, on page 15. On page 15, here paper, plastic, glass, and such things. And they pick them up from dustbins or from streets, plastic, paper, glass, and such things, and then sold them to Jam, Bazar, Jaggu. It is given here on page 15. Okay, very easy text. So you won't find it difficult. You'll find the answers. Is Velu happy or unhappy to find word? Is he happy? He's not happy, isn't it? Give a reason. Because he hesitated to join her. He did not like, but he had no choice. He was very hungry and he did not know anyone. Here also you can give the same points if you want. Okay, so complete your answers. You read this once again on your own and complete your answers. You're getting 2 days, and tomorrow I will upload the answers in your, but first you do on your own, complete this. Okay, and then we'll take up, I think third, we'll continue tomorrow. Okay, on Monday. Monday we'll take up reader. Okay, bye children. Yes, some questions are there. Okay, some children have asked some questions. Ma'am, what is the subject and model of this? Model. You tell me the model. What is a model? No, you tell me the what is a model. Right? Type fast. Let me see who types fast. Fastest. Yes, I am waiting for you. What is the model? Bye, your. You said bye. Yes, Sangeeta. Sangeeta is very active. I get many messages right from the beginning. Yes. I want a moral. I'm waiting for you to give the moral. Let me see, my growing up children are very intelligent, and let me see what moral. Okay, you want me to go? Bye, ma'am. Okay. So moral of the story is that there is no moral, but a lesson for us to think over it about inequality in our society, and we should do something to help as citizens. You also, you have to be kind to the children around you. Don't just shun them or criticize them. Isn't it? Never leave from home alone. Yes, never leave. But here, what the problem is, his father is a drunkard. So the problem with him, the problems. I think now you're growing up, children. So it's not necessary that every story has to have a moral. Abhi kya hai, stories have to make you think also of your society, of inequalities. Okay, think about it so that when you grow up, you're going to help the society in removing those inequalities. Rubbish to one, maybe treasure. Very good. ये किसने बोला? Surya Jyoti. Very good, Surya Jyoti. Yes, rubbish to some, beautiful. It's very touching, isn't it? Rubbish to some, but treasure to others. And otherwise, also you are studying in social studies also that should recycle and we should not throw them in green and plastic is not here to separate them. Yes, children who have to work lead lives very different from those led by other. Yes, we should think very good. Who has Shilpi? Yes, very good. Dhamanya, very good. Very good thought. Intelligent, and these words from you touches my heart. Yes, my children are thoughtful, and I'm sure when you grow up, you will be great writers, and you will also be very active, and you will surely actively try to help others. That is why this is no there is no moral. This story makes us think of the people around us. Yes, we are leading. We should not always criticize or complain or grumble. I don't have this. I don't have that. There are so many people around us who don't have it. Remember in lockdown, we saw so many people. They did not have any vehicle and they walked miles to reach their hometown. Isn't it sad? We still have miles to go, isn't it? So you children have to study. You are working hard by studying, being good, and surely you'll grow up and make a name, and you'll try to help the people in society. Okay, children. So bye for now. Complete the reading and complete your question answers. Okay, children. Bye.